Welcome back, everybody. NVS Rides. We are back here with the Blazer, doing something I promised almost a year and a half ago, is to take you guys on a drive. The first time I brought this out, I parked up there and I was going to film the initial drive impressions, but on the way home, I was not able to even get past 1,000 RPM. It was like 1,200 RPM. We have replaced the idle air control, all the plugs, all the wires, the alternator, so many other little odds and ends that I think it's finally time to take you for a ride. What we've got going on here, 1993 Chevy Blazer, OBS. It is a Blazer, not a Tahoe. The Tahoe came out a couple years later. I love the wheels and tires. You guys have seen this. I think it's been in 8 or 9 videos now. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful vehicle. I really like it. I love the hood. I love the wheels and tires. They just remind me of what would be on this thing back in the day. I like the gray grille. I did go back to, as you saw, I was walking around the factory style taillights. The tinted ones were cool. I just didn't want to get harassed. It wasn't worth it. We got the sun going down here. We're going to take you on just a little cruise. It runs good. It is a 350. It's got 148,000 miles on it. Aftermarket radio. The main one's missing up there. Used to be an equalizer there. Pretty sweet seats. I wish it was the factory style seats. Got a big full-size spare back there. Really nice vehicle. 350, 4L60, throttle body injected. The 96 to 99s do make more power, but this does plenty. Let me rephrase that. This does pretty well. It needs more power, but I don't think you're going to get a whole lot more out of this. The Vortec heads do make a big difference. The problem is, with this short little wheelbase, it's really hard to actually tow anything anyways. So with that, let's go for a cruise. All right, guys, let's go for a little cruise. I love this camera in camera. You can see me, you can see the car, you can see out the front. We are on our second idle air controller. I think there's just an issue with this thing. It might even be throttle body related, where when I sit in idle, it's not doing something right. As soon as I drive, check engine light goes away, so I can't get a code off it. But that's what I believe it is. Something with that idle air control valve. They're pieces of crap. They suck. But let's go ahead. I'm going to cruise with you with the windows down for a little bit. Yeah, we're going out the end, but you know what? It's after school. I love the view of this thing with the hood. I'm not going to lie. Every time I drive it, I get really excited. I'm going to hop out and wipe down that window really quick, though. That's one thing we are going to learn from our last mistakes. All right, that's a little better. You get the sun, you're still not going to be able to see, but that's just part of life, I guess. Let's go find us a road we haven't been on. There's a little whine up front. Not sure if it's the alternator or what, but definitely really loud. I don't mind it though. It's a Flowmaster loud. It's not like a straight pipe piece of shit loud, but I like it. So with that, you've already heard it accelerate. Let's put these windows up. Oh my gosh, that is so nice. It handles really nicely. You can still hear it. I hear like maybe I've got an exhaust leak over here I got to address now. Or maybe just that door's not shut. Because all the exhaust I hear is out that side. It could just be echoing off the back there. But overall, if you're buying this for towing, probably not the best vehicle for that. With the short wheelbase and being down on power, you could probably do better with, you know, a Tahoe or a Suburban, especially 96 to 99. Although, I will give you this. This vehicle will probably outlast the 96 to 99 because of the low power and the very simplistic design. They run a very long time. It's not hard to find these vehicles with 300, 400, 500,000 miles on them. I'm not saying the newer ones can't do it, but these throttle body injected Chevys are just really, really good. They're very reliable. I mean, it seems like the more power you add to things, the more likely you are to break stuff. It's same thing with like a Cummins. You got it. It will run probably 500,000 miles or more. But you start cranking that power up there, things start to wear out a little quicker. It's just probably the same principle with this, even though it's from the factory. We're heading into that sun. I might flip us around and head back the other way as soon as I can. Is this a spot to do that? This is a spot to do that. We're gonna flip around here. It's just too dang bright out here. And I am not a fan of that. It's just too bright. I can't even see, so. I guess we'll follow this car. She didn't know what I was doing, but I pulled over. I don't know. Let's go. All right. She red lines at 4,500. The new LS's scream, the new Coyote scream. This is a decent vehicle. Everything works on it except for the volts gauge, but I've checked that a couple times, and now with the new alternator. Funny enough, with the new alternator on there, it feels like it picked up some power. I think before we were struggling to make the spark that we needed to run. We were just on borrowed time until we ran out of juice. With this, everything works better, it runs better, and best of all, when I go to start it after it's been a little while, it starts right up because it's able to charge the battery. I usually move this out because the mower's behind it. Move this out and let it idle, but all I was doing before was killing the battery. So now I back it out, let her idle, run it a little bit, and it's charging the battery. Imagine that. Just one of those things. This is a very sweet vehicle. This is not my first Chevy with the 350 throttle body injected. I had a 91. Maybe I only had one. I think my brother's Camaro would be maybe it's a tune port injection 350. Maybe it's a throttle body injected. I don't know on that, his IROC. But I had the other one was a 2500, and it was really nice. I think let's take this back road here. No, not that one. It was just a reason to give it some gas again. That one heads back that way. We want to head on something heading towards at least home. All the lights on this have been replaced. Check out those videos. The tail lights were on our third set. The original ones weren't bad, but they were worn out letting water in. The transmission feels good in this. She's not very thirsty. When we brought it home, even with all the issues, we were close to 20 miles per gallon. That, my friends, is impressive in any vehicle. The AC does need to be charged, but it will work. The heater works lovely. The seats are super comfy. I really like the mid and upper back support. Again, if you're watching this, it's probably because you like them or have wanted one. I just remember in high school, these things were freaking awesome. And I still think they're one of the best looking vehicles, especially with this cowl hood. It's just a good looking vehicle. I think it's the proportions and everything. So if you're on the fence about snagging one of these, I think you probably should if it's something you can pull off. The values on these have gone through the roof. They just, what used to be like 5 to 10,000 is now, 12 to 20. 20 being probably something like this now. And I've had this for a year and a half, and I think I could make several thousand over what I paid, which is just ridiculous. But I'm not mad. They're just, I buy what I want, what I like. I want to play with them. I want to work on them. I want to get to know them. And I want to experience the vehicle. And that's what I'm trying to bring along you guys to do, is experience these vehicles. This vehicle rides so good. It's not as smooth as a car, but it's a lot smoother than a truck. And I imagine that's because the weight on the back gets those springs sitting down a little bit. Like, there's a bump. Boom. Done. Over with. Soaked up. And, suspension could just be a nice pair of shocks, which this may have. But usually, even with a nice pair of shocks, a a leaf spring truck is going to bounce a little because there's no real extra weight in the bed. So if you're looking for one of these and you got a chance to get one, snag it. They do make a very good driver. I honestly don't mind driving this. Now, when it's 100 degrees outside, I would love AC. But windows down cruising, spot on. Power-wise, it's adequate. I wouldn't say with the new LS stuff, like if this had a 5.3 LS, it would be fun. With this, it's adequate. I don't think I'm going to throw a camper behind it, but again, I went to go pick up another car that you guys will see on a later video, or maybe you've already seen. It was pretty wild. U-Haul would not rent. Let's go this way. U-Haul would not rent me a car hauler trailer for this. I think the wheelbase is too short. Maybe it's too old. But they would rent our 97 Suburban that trailer, which I just thought was funny. But I get it. This Suburban's got a lot more length to it. It's a little more planted, and it's got a lot more weight. It also has a little more power, but honestly, I think power aside, this would do just fine. These little back roads are something else. You barely have enough room for one car, let alone to pass. As soon as he passed me, he's over the line. But with that, there's a lot of these type of roads that if I was 15, 10, maybe whatever years younger, I would have a bullet bike and be ripping on these. These roads are some fun roads, and they're not very heavy traffic on them most of the time. Something like that though, you come shooting over, you're going into the trees. But with that, hopefully you guys like this type of driving video, give you guys a chance to see the vehicle, hear the vehicle, kind of experience the vehicles. You notice with this vehicle, I'm not sawing back and forth like this to keep it straight. It's pretty good. But again, that's all stuff that can be fixed. The big thing you want to watch out for these is rust. And just make sure it's been maintained. If it hasn't been maintained, you're probably going to be doing quite a bit of replacing. Let's drop her down a gear and see what happens. Let's drop her down one more. There we go. Got a little Flowmaster pop there. And if you can't tell by now, I am a freaking Flowmaster fanboy. I love how they sound. Growing up, I just thought they were the coolest sounding mufflers. Pretty much everything I drove and have driven, for the most part, minus until recently, has been Flowmaster. Now I think I've got a MagnaFlow, Gibson, I had a Borla. I've had a lot of different ones. Glass packs, which they got dumped quick. That was what was on this. I did not like them. I'm not a huge straight pipe fan. But I do admit the Flowmaster drone can really, really, really get annoying. So with that, if you can, hit that thumbs up. If you're still watching to this point, I appreciate it. And I'm really excited to have you watch the channel, support the channel by watching. And just wanted to say thanks. We'll see you on the next one.